Hello. So, AP seminar. If you're not really sure what that is, well, neither was I. After taking the class, I would describe it as a class that teaches you how to research, write research papers, and give presentations on your research. AP seminar was hard, but it taught me a lot. It involved a lot of hard work, but I believe the class really prepared me for the kind of writing I'll have to do in college. For those of you planning to take AP seminar, I have a few tips for you. Of course, they're all based on my opinion and experience, so you can choose to take my advice or ignore it. I'll start with my advice on the writing part of the class, and then I'll talk about the presentation part. Okay, so first of all, don't start writing until you have your research. In fact, everything but your introduction and conclusion should be structured around your evidence. If you write a paragraph thinking, oh, I'll stick a quote right here later, your writing will sound awful. You might even forget to stick that quote in later, in which case you have made a statement that has absolutely nothing to back it up, which is not good. Second, don't forget to introduce your sources. You need to tell your readers what makes your source credible. This is what ravening teaches you how to do. A source introduction is like a mini raven. Third, please try not to paraphrase. Paraphrased evidence is so much less credible than a quote. If you use a quote, there is no doubt that sentence and what it says came from your source. If you paraphrase, your readers don't know right away that your point came from your source. You could have even misinterpreted what your source was trying to say. This makes paraphrasing really untrustworthy, so avoid paraphrasing as much as you can. Aside from these general writing tips, I'd like to share my outlining strategy with you. First, I make a list of all the points I want to make in my essay. I organize them in the most logical order I can think of. Each point becomes 1 or 2 paragraphs. I know that I average 100 words per paragraph, so I make sure that I have enough paragraphs planned to meet the word count. Underneath each of the points I want to make, I copy and paste quotes that back up those statements. After I have evidence for all of my points, I delete the headings, write my introduction, and then write paragraphs structured around the quotes. After that, I write my conclusion. Now, on to the presentation tips. The most important thing to do when preparing a presentation is to practice your presentation before you have to turn it in. No matter how confident you are on the content of your slides, you won't know if you have everything in there until you've run your presentation. With group presentations, no matter how prepared you think you are, you need to practice your presentation with your group. Your timing will always be off unless all of you practice together. Plus, you won't know how to answer questions about the other people in your group if you don't know what was in their paper or what they're presenting. It sounds tedious and unnecessary, but you'll never regret it. My third tip is not to use note cards. Your slides should be your note cards. Some people say, oh, I need my note cards because my quotes are on there. Your quotes should go on your slides. And if at any point you start reading off your note cards, even just a quote, you'll end up relying on your note cards for the rest of your presentation, and that never looks good. I'll put my list of tips on the screen in case you want to screenshot them. I hope you find them helpful. Number 1, don't write until you have research. 2, don't paraphrase. 3, use an outline. 4, practice before you turn in your slides. 5, practice with your group. And 6, use your slides in place of note cards. Thank you. Bye.